Hi, I'm Judy.
And I'm Liat.
And today, continuing on our journey toward the new business, Eve Creative, we're going to be talking about how to manage inspiration and the constant flow of ideas while you still have to manage your everyday tasks at hand. So Liat, tell us a bit, please, about when those ideas start to flow, but you're working on a deadline.
Like you're doing your work for your clients, it's creative work, you're trying to get it done, and all of a sudden you get an idea. Boop. And then boop, you get exactly another one, and totally, and you can't concentrate because you have work to do, but you have these ideas, and you find yourself in this place where you just can't move, because on the one hand you're supposed to do work, on the other hand you have these ideas, but you become frozen. Basically, through trial and error, I stumbled upon this two-step system to help me manage my own ideas and make sure that I can do my work and I can put aside my ideas that I can develop them later. And the way it works is like this. I'm working, right? And then I get an idea, and then I catch my idea. This is my handy idea catcher. I catch my ideas
That
with
looks like that's a notebook, right?
pen and my notebook.
Right, okay. That's the idea catcher.
Pretty low tech, but it's very, very effective at catching my ideas, right? And 10, it's now, for today, whatever, 10 ideas down. I write whatever it is down. Whatever just came to my head, I write it down, and I put it aside, and I just continue with my workflow. My mind seems to like relax the second it knows that I'm working on something else. The second part of the process comes at night when I'm ending my day and I'm creating my schedule for tomorrow. So after I do that, I take down all my ideas and I organize them. And how do I organize them? I use Monday.com. I use a SaaS tool that helps me organize my thoughts. So if it goes under campaigns, then it's under campaigns. And if it's to do with the services that I want to offer, then I add something there. And if I have something to add to my blog posts or content ideas, and I add something there. So yeah, I basically go down the list of each of my ideas, and each one gets filed away somewhere else. And when I get to whenever I'm ready to deal with it, I have like an entire list of ideas.
I have a Mrs. Doubtfinder question for you. If you're already jotting them all down, getting them off your brain, so to speak, in your idea catcher, why do you need the second step of organizing them? They're all there.
So that's a really good question. And actually, I used to start out by just putting ideas in here, but it was really frustrating because once I put them in there, it's like a black hole, it's gone. But when I start organizing them, and when I'm going back to think of what needs to be done, what aspect of my business or what aspect of my workflow I'm dealing with, then all of a sudden, all these ideas I wrote down, they're there. And let's say with content ideas, which is, something that comes all the time. You see something, you're like, oh, this would be a great blog post or a great Instagram post, whatever it is. And then I go back to my list of content ideas or blog post ideas, and all of a sudden, all these ideas are there. And what's funny is it becomes surprising that you even thought about these ideas because you totally forget about them. So it's a great process.
And it's searchable probably also.
It's definitely searchable.
You remember one little word from it and you're like...
But you don't have to. You just have to remember what it has to do with. If it's a blog... Exactly.
Let me ask you another Mrs. Doubtfinder question. You're kind of putting the ideas there for that one day when you'll need them. But in our last conversation, we talked about the business not being for one day, but right now. So when you are listing them and you're catching them in your idea catcher, or even organizing them later in the day, shouldn't you also be thinking and looking at them and thinking which ones are applicable for me to use right now?
So for sure, and I think every person divides their processes up maybe differently. I tend to look things annually, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. Like that's when I look at things. And let's say there are going to be things that need to be only looked at once a year in terms of when you're creating your strategy and you're saying, okay, I want to do this, then you put all of those things into one place. Then you take those same ideas and you put them into your whatever you decided for the annual. You're going to choose a certain amount of them, you're going to put them into your quarterly. Then the ones that you put into your quarterly, you're going to put into your monthly. And then the ones that are in your monthly, you're going to put into your weekly. And then the ones in your weekly, you're going to put into your... And so if you organize yourself this way, you're really only going to be dealing with a number of things throughout 1 year. And your list is constantly growing. But what is going to happen is, because you have so many ideas, which is really great, you're going to need to prioritize them and understand, okay, which ones are going to really help me build my business, take it further, and you're going to have to weigh one idea against the other. Now, I think it's important to say that one shouldn't waste too much time thinking about whether this idea is going to be better than this idea. Like, think about it, but don't kill yourself with it, because you need to move forward, right? So as long as you're not stopping, you're not going to know ahead of time whether one idea was better than the other. You are going to know after the fact. You're going to be able to say, oh, this idea was better than this idea, and that'll help you move forward. But the idea is just to figure out either what interests you more, and if you can't decide what you think is going to be more successful because you have no idea and you think they're both amazing ideas, choose the one that interests you more, that's going to push you further, work with that, move forward, move on, next, and just keep going.
Next. Right. So speaking of next time, we're going to be talking about how to develop your niche, your target audience, your target market, your potential customers for your new business. How do you go about doing that? So join us.
Thanks for being here.